Hey guys, I'm Kanishk from Crunchy Greens and welcome to my YouTube channel. Today we're gonna sow different types of microgreens, and just to let you know, microgreen is the superfood of the 21st generation. They are loaded with vitamins, minerals and antioxidants. Today I'm gonna show you how to grow different varieties of microgreens and what are the techniques involved in growing those microgreens. So right now we have selected 4 seeds, and there's a reason why we have selected these 4 varieties. So this is purple sango radish microgreen. Then we have wheatgrass. After that we got some fenugreek, and finally we have sunflower microgreens. So let's talk about the setup or the equipments that you require to grow microgreens very easily at home. First, you need tray. If you don't have a tray, you can utilize your old ice cream containers or the food containers that you receive from restaurants. You need a potting mix or a medium to grow your microgreens. So I have chosen coco coir because I have been getting the best result from using just coco coir. I have experimented a lot. I have tried out some organic potting mix that you can get from Amazon. I have already experimented on paper towel. There's something called coco mat as well. You can try that as well. You just have to find out, according to the weather conditions in your city, which potting mix works or what medium works best for you. So during the whole growing process of microgreens, there are 2 ways of watering involved. One is a top watering and one is a bottom watering. So what I mean by a top watering is basically you're spraying the water over your microgreen crops. And the second way is that you use 2 trays, one tray with hole and one tray without one. So you just lift the tray and you can see, like, when your microgreen has grown, the roots come out of it, and you can just pour the water over here, and then you can just put the tray above it, and the roots will suck the water whenever they need it. So what is the benefit of using bottom watering? Why we prefer down watering after the seeds have germinated is that the new microgreen growers face this problem of mold and mildew, those spiral-like structures on top of it. Okay, so to avoid that, we actually prefer bottom watering. So guys, before we start this channel and start educating you about how to grow these microgreens very easily and very conveniently at home, do go ahead and hit that follow button, like this video and subscribe to my channel to continue with me on this microgreen adventure. So like I mentioned in the starting of the video, we have selected 4 different seeds. So let me talk about those. So when it comes to growing microgreens, there's a technique involved. So when I talk about technique, every seed has a different characteristic and a different kind of coating. So some seeds which have hard shell coating needs to be soaked in water. So that is the secret behind choosing these 4 varieties. First, black sango radish microgreens. They don't have hard shell and they don't need to be soaked in water. Next, we have fenugreek microgreens that we need to soak for 8 to 10 hours because they really have a hard shell. You would have seen those methi ka dana in your kitchen. You use it on a daily basis. So it is that. After that, we have wheatgrass. We have soaked it for 4 to 6 hours. You don't need to soak it for more than that. And then we have sunflower. Sunflower needs to be soaked at least overnight or 12 to 14 hours, whichever you prefer. Okay, so guys, I'm gonna show you a step-by-step process in this video on how to grow these 4 different beautiful, gorgeous varieties of microgreens, which are very healthy, very nutritious, and when added to your diet, it can help you improve your health in the long run. So let's start by spreading this coco coir on the mat that we have. So this is a 10 by 20 inch of a tray. Okay, and we have also measured the quantity of the seed that we're going to use in it. We have used different quantities. I'm going to tell you once I start showing you. Alright, so let's talk about where you can procure these microgreen seeds. these seeds are not any different from the regular vegetable seeds. You can actually use those methi and sarson ke seeds or coriander seeds from your kitchen, and you can use that to grow microgreens at home. So after spreading your medium onto your tray, we're gonna use this tray. So actually I've been growing for some while, so that's why I have this whole set of trays that I have with me. But you can just use any object in your kitchen and you can just use it to level it. So why we level it is because we want those growth to be very even. Okay, we want those up and down because it will be difficult for us to harvest. And while watering also, there's a high chance that you may get fungus in your microgreens. Okay, so we're just gonna tap it and make sure that we have got an even surface. See, voila, beautiful. Okay, so let's start by purple Sango radish microgreens. You just have to start randomly distributing it over the tray, making sure that you don't just make a clump of the seeds. Just evenly spread it over your tray. So we have taken around 35 grams of radish microgreens for this 10 by 20 size of a tray. And the second thing is you can actually harvest a lot of quantity. So when you're sowing their counterparts, you're not gonna like sow them so close to each other. So that's why it is beneficial that, and you can grow a large quantity in a very small tray, a very small box. So that's the most advantageous part of growing microgreens, that you can get a lot of nutritious microgreens from a very small container. And there are a lot of ways to grow it, and people grow it in their homes, some people grow it in their backyard, some people grow it in their kitchen. Since a lot of us are living in the apartments, you can either go by the way that I have done. You can see a setup in my back, or you can just sow the seeds, and after the blackout period you can just put it out in the sun or in your balcony, or put it nearby any window which gets sun for around 3 to 4 hours. So guys, the step 1 was to put the potting mix. The step 2 was to evenly throw the seeds over the potting mix, and step 3 is watering these seeds. So it's a very important step. So let me tell you that during the whole germination process, we're gonna water it only once. So if you see different videos, you will see that during the germination process, people try to water it twice, or they do it morning and evening. But what I have discovered, that you get the best germination when you just water it once. So guys, water it very well. Don't compromise on it. Kanjusi mat karna. Okay, because you're not going to germinate. You're not going to water it, right? So basically, the seed takes around 2 to 3 days. It depends from seed to seed. Some seeds take 2 to 3 days. Some seeds take 4 to 5 days. So I've just got a basic watering can. I've ordered it from Amazon. I'm going to provide the link to all the items that I've used in growing these microgreens. So guys, after we have watered these seeds, we're going to cover it with another tape. So it's a very important step that you cover it. So I'll tell you what's the technique behind this. The technique is when you cover it, and we're going to put some weight on top. So usually people take around 5 to 7 kgs of weight, and they want it, like they usually take a brick. I don't have a brick. I'm gonna do some DIY, and I'm gonna just put something on top of it. Okay, so what happens is when you put a weight on top and you cover it, okay, the first thing is there's no sunlight. Alright, so it's gonna cover the seed from sunlight, so it's not gonna start growing astray. Okay, and the second thing is when you cover it and you put a weight on top of it, the roots are gonna go down, and that's where the purpose of these holes in this tray that I have taken is gonna come into role. So after covering it with a tray and putting some weight in, you're gonna put it in a rack, but just try to put it in a zone where there's absolute no sunlight. Just put it in some shelf, or just put it anywhere where it doesn't receive a lot of sunlight. So guys, the next variety we are sowing is fenugreek, popularly known as methi in the Indian kitchens. So the same process we're gonna repeat. We're gonna put the potting mix. Okay, we're gonna evenly spread the seeds. So guys, we have taken around 35 gram of fenugreek microgreens for this 10 by 20 size of the tray. So I have got like bulk of them because I've been growing it so passionately, and I think this microgreen is a superfood that everyone needs to eat. So guys, the next variety is sunflower microgreens, very rich in antioxidants, phosphorus, potassium. So again, we're gonna just start by randomly shaking our seed tray and start sowing it. I love these sunflowers. I eat it on a regular basis. They are very good and very nutritious microgreens. They are full of vitamins and minerals like selenium, potassium, manganese, zinc, A, C, K, vitamin B6. It's very highly nutritious. I would recommend everyone to include these in your diet. The last variety we are sowing today is wheatgrass. I think what I love about wheatgrass microgreen is that you can harvest them again and again, at least thrice. I think it's the only microgreen that you can harvest more than once. We are finally watering the wheatgrass microgreens. So I have shown you 4 steps today. So let's just recollect them. Step 1, get a container. Step 2, fill it with some potting mix. You can use cocoa mat, you can use cocoa coir, you can use organic potting mix or any potting mix from Amazon and any other gardening website, or you can use paper towel. You just need a medium to grow these microgreens. Step 3, you have to water them. Alright, then you're gonna sow the seeds, then you're gonna water again, then you're gonna cover it up like this, okay, and then you're gonna stack these microgreen one above each other, and then you're gonna finally put some weight on top, and you're gonna wait for 2 to 3 days and see these beautiful seeds germinating, so that you can just enjoy that process and relish that moment when you see these seeds grow and sprout and become these beautiful microgreens, which are very healthy and very nutritious. I think wheatgrass is the most popular microgreen right now in India. A lot of people drink wheatgrass juice. That helps them in detoxification of their body, cleansing out their liver, improving the gut health, and improving your overall digestive system. So guys, thank you for watching my channel, and I'm just gonna stack them up and wait for them to germinate. So stay tuned, stay connected, and wait for part 2 of this video. And if you haven't subscribed and liked this video yet, please do go ahead and hit the subscribe button, like the video, and if you have any questions that you want to throw at me, I'm more than welcome to answer them and help you in this adventure of microgreens, where we are both connected and we are growing together and learning about this superfood that is very nutritious, very healthy, and it's going to help us improve our overall health. Thank you so much for watching, guys. We're gonna see you again in part 2 of this video, where we're gonna talk and show you how the germination has went through and the whole process and how many days does it take to germinate. So stay connected.